madam, you don't have to help him. I shall help him cross the road. At that time, my mind guys would be, dude, did I ask for your help? I decided to cross the road only after she offered her hand. I have no work on the other side of the road. If at all you want to help me, see my left hand is free. Why don't you hold it? And all three of us can cross the road together. Now, in this segment, my mind voice of me saying, dude, I have no work on the other side of the road. Did you laugh at that point? Did you laugh at that point?
Yes.
Yes. And what about Karpil, how can you see whether the girl is beautiful or not? Who cares? She is still a girl. Did you laugh there?
Yes.
Yes. That's because you are posting yourself down and you are innocently posting a reply. An innocent reply will work. I decided to cross the road only after she offered her hand. There is nothing offensive about it. But I'm giving a counter reply to his acceptance to help. So give the audience some counter reply for it to work. It will create magic, because when I had this segment in the humorous contest at the district stage, people laughed continuously for a long period of time. Now, that is the fourth lesson we would like to learn. You need to have humor by posting subtle questions back or replies. It will work. The fifth lesson is concentrate your humor in one chunk. Many of us, as we are starters, this is the first time I think we are going to participate in humorous speech contest. So here is an important thing. You might have this doubt. How many jokes should I have? Where should my jokes be concentrated? It is advisable to have a lot of jokes in the opening of your speech. In the first 30 to 45 seconds, if you can make the audience laugh, they will enjoy your speech even more. I would take one step beyond and tell you, you must have a 1.5 minute segment or 2 minute segment where you have 6 to 7 places of laughter for the audience. In my speech, my theme park speech, that water slide was that segment. See, when I drop the mat, the audience laugh. When I ask for a pillow, the audience laugh. When I slide and I stop, the audience laugh. When my wife hit me, the audience laugh. When the instructor says lady body, the audience laugh. Water in Chennai in water, audience laugh. So I had 5 to 6 jokes in a span of 1.5 minutes. So concentrate your jokes. You must have a chunk somewhere in the middle of your speech which can give the audience continuous laughter. They should laugh, then giggle. Smile, giggle. Smile, giggle. Burst out laughter. If you can accomplish that, I tell you, even the lame jokes after that will be received aloud by the audience. They will still enjoy that loud. Now, when I talked about my visually disability, after this particular segment of crossing the road with a girl, my next line was, there is some misconception about blind people that they have strong sense of hearing, smell, and taste. I just posted a rhetorical question. Have we ever told you that? No, I did not expect the audience to laugh, but they laughed for that question. Have we ever told you that? Audience laughed for that. Though it was not intended to be a joke, it made the audience react. It is all because of the continuous laughter that they had previously. So if you can have a chunk of 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes, which can produce 6 to 7 jokes, make the audience laugh out consistently, it will result heavily when you go for your next jokes as well. So it is advisable to have a chunk of jokes, 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes in your speech, especially in the beginning or in the middle, so that the audience can enjoy your speech the rest of the way. Now, with all these, there is one thing that we need to understand. It is all fine when you say it is all okay, when you say I am smiling, but how can I create such a script? I don't have such experiences. Let me be honest. I never got stuck in the middle of the slide. My wife never kicked me. I mean, on the ride, she has kicked me otherwise. She had never kicked me on the ride. And I never had this experience of the mat going alone on the slide. So all these are fabricated, exaggerated, created. Humor doesn't have to be based on real life experience, friends. It doesn't have to be based on real life experience. It can be fabricated. Some incidents are true. Some incidents are true, but many are not. So the fifth point that you need to understand is exaggeration is essential for humor. There is no place where you can say, I exaggerated too much. Even that will produce humor. Exaggeration is a key for humor. All right. I thought we can have a short session, a workshop kind of an activity in the middle. Are you up for it?
Yes.
Let me summarize the 5 points that I mentioned. We'll come back to them later. In the meanwhile, let us have a 5-minute activity. Here is the summary. First, I said you need to surprise your audience. 2, using wordplay, and I shared 4 ways in which you can use your words to create humor. By breaking your words, using pauses, shuffling the position of the words, using rhyming words. I shared 4. Then we went on to learn about uh, consistent humor. You need a chunk which will deliver 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes with 6 to 7 jokes which will make the audience laugh consistently. And your joke should be aligned upfront. All your good jokes, if you can start your first 30 or 45 seconds with jokes which make audience laugh, which makes them laugh, then you are good to go for the rest of your speech. And finally, I said there is no logic in humor. Creativity, absolute, and exaggeration is essential to produce humor. I did not have these personal experiences. All of them were exaggerated. And I never told a nurse that let me check by injecting it in your back whether you're a good nurse or a bad nurse. Exaggeration. So it is all exaggeration. Are you ready for an activity? Okay, here we go. Now I'm going to give you a scenario. We are going to try comparison as a tool to produce humor. All right? Comparison as a tool to produce humor. Those who are married, you can think of this scenario as your wife or your partner being there. Those who are not married, think of your boyfriend or girlfriend. Those who don't have any partner, imagine a partner. This is where you can enjoy life. Imagine a partner and think of this scenario. A fine morning, you asked for a cup of coffee, and this is the first time your partner ever makes it. And your partner makes it with so much josh. You need to comment about the coffee, but the coffee has not turned out as much as you like it. So how will you comment? Spend some time and reply. How are you going to comment to your partner? Anybody has any point? Try
Coffee
to
is,
use wordplay. Yes.
yeah, coffee is better than Starbucks feelings.
Okay, your coffee is better than Starbucks. Great. Now, if you want to create humor, uh, you can use the word bug here. Say, let your wife be oblivious to what Starbucks is. She took the coffee and poured it on my face, thinking, how could you compare my coffee to a bug? That will produce humor. So it is about 2-line construction of humor or 3-line construction of humor. It doesn't have to be one-liner all the time. You might construct 2 lines or 3 lines to produce humor. When you mentioned Starbucks, that came to my mind. How about comparing the coffee to bugs? If your wife mistake it, that is when the audience will laugh. Yeah, audience enjoy when our wife pour coffee on our face. Let us remember that as well. Anything else? Anybody else with any other line of construction? Any other comment?
Yeah, I felt awake just smelling it. It felt like an alarm clock in the mug.
Come again, sir.
I feel, I fell awake just smelling it. It was like an alarm clock in a mug.
Okay, alarm clock in a mug. Beautiful comparison. Beautiful comparison. Alarm clock in the mug. Since you talk about smelling it, there are exaggerations that you could try. Like, I smelled it and realized hospitals could use this instead of chloroform. So, so that is exaggerating. In fact, your alarm clock in the mug is very creative and still funny. Good work, sir. Good work. Anything else?
What I feel, preparation of tea give the sense of prime minister under preparation.
Okay.
Mhm.
Preparation gives a sense of under preparation. Great. Good use of words there. Shall we move to another scenario? How about you are presented with a dish which you do not like to taste? How will you make it funny? You don't like that dish at all, but you are presented with that dish. Let's take 1 minute time to think. Use exaggeration, use wordplay, use element of surprise, and definitely creativity. What will be your response to a dish that you hate the most, but presented to you on a Sunday afternoon where you have heavy expectations? All right, let us share our views. Come on, you can try using mind voice here if you want to hide your people from knowing your emotion. You can say, "My mind voice said." Yes? Anybody with a creative thought? Let us share it, even if it is not funny. Let us share it and see how it can be made funnier. That is why we are here to check
S-
how it can be done better. Yes,
Sunday
yes, sir.
Maybe
afternoon,
our
Sunday afternoon, 2 p.m. My bed is missing me for a uh, worthy sleep.
Could you say it again? I think I missed one of the words.
What I am thinking, at 2 o'clock, Sunday 2 o'clock, my bed is missing me for a worthy sleep.
Okay, for a worthy sleep. Great. So the food you are about to take is putting you to sleep. Good.
maybe
Next.
my mind voice says this Sunday is ended up only with a half a day. Uh,
Okay. It's gonna be half a day. It ends in the lunch. Great. Good, sir. Good one. Good one. Oh, there you go. A cock waking up at 10:30. Very early cock. Is anybody else?
Lunch is so tasty that I'll eat that only and I'll skip dinner.
Okay. Lunch is so tasty. I'll take this and no dinner. Maybe in order to exaggerate, you can still go to your partner and say, "My dear, your lunch is so tasty. My taste buds can't bear it. Please don't cook again." Exaggeration, complete exaggeration, and this is what I mean by counter response. Your wife is there, your husband is there, expecting, "How is it, my dear? It's too good." Which is not good for our tongue, so let us not make it. Huh? Or you can say, "See, then my tongue will crave a food of this quality every time. How can I get it in my office canteen? Please don't cook again." And you can try it in a counter response style. In one of my speeches, I was talking about spinach. So I was seated before a plate of spinach. I said I don't want it. Okay. My wife clearly said, if you don't take it, there is no food for you the rest of the day. So at that time, my tongue says to me, Kirkwell, if you eat that, I'll kill you. My stomach replies, Kirkwell, if you don't eat that, you are dead. So your tongue saying, if you put it on me, I'll kill you. My stomach says, if you don't put it in me, you are dead. So it is the response of two organs talking to one another. So you can have any kind of creativity to exploit humor. Great. Shall we move to another scenario?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Let us talk about advertisements. I hope nobody likes advertisements, especially you are watching a video. You receive continuous ads. Now you have to comment about it. Make fun of that. How will you do it? Think for 1 to 2 minutes. It can be any ad. Think of any ad and you need to comment about it. Try to use wordplay. Look at the words ad. See what it can be done, what can be done with the word ad. And also go for exaggeration. How many times the ad pops up, the number of times you have to click skip ad, what kind of ad it is, and YouTube also says it is recommended. And it will then come with a feedback question. How relevant do you think this ad is? Yes? Does anybody have something to share with regards to ad? Okay, does
These
anybody
ads
have
are very
something?
bad.
Yes. Okay,
These ads are very bad, and I'm not able to do skip ad.
okay, okay, beautiful, sir. Now you have used ad and bad in your sentence, rhyming at the same time giving a very good response. Now, how about structuring the sentence in a way that this will feel like okay. Is this an ad? Okay, if this is an ad, this is bad. This is ad, this is bad. Try to arrange them in the same with the same number of words or the same structure of sentence so that the audience will get an elevated joke. Now, ad bad still it is good if it can be structured with simple sentence. It would be perfect. Sir. You call this an ad? I call this bad. That's all. You call this an ad? I call this bad. Thank you, sir.
This
Thank you
ad,
for the creative thoughts. Beautiful.
this
Anybody
ad
else?
makes, yeah, this ad makes me so mad. I was really happy. Now I'm sad.
Okay. This ad makes me so mad. I was really happy, but now I'm sad. Okay, good. Good, good. All rhyming words applied. Got 3 words in one sentence. Good, sir. Anybody else? Anything else that comes to your mind? Okay. Uh, this is what I think of when I watch these ads with, many ads in one video. I was watching a video. Suddenly an ad popped up. I clicked to skip ad. After a few seconds, another ad popped up. I clicked to skip ad. I kept clicking skip ad, skip ad, skip ad, skip ad, and the entire video was skipped. So you are not expecting that I would say the video was skipped. So using the word skip as the central core, you can make a counter response that the audience don't expect. I kept clicking skip pad, skip pad, skip pad, and the entire video was skipped. The audience enjoyed this when I shared. Great. So there was some scenarios. It is about your creativity. Nothing is wrong in any style of humor. You can go for sarcastic jokes. You can go for self-deprecating humor. Let us try to understand more about self-deprecating humor. One of the reasons why you enjoyed the most is in the water slide ride when my wife kicked me, is it is my wife kicking me. It's not your wife kicking you. It is self-deprecating humor that the audience enjoys the most. Because you are not offending them, you are offending yourself. And I tell you, people enjoy when you are getting hurt. When you are in trouble, people are so happy. It is a very normal psychological reaction. When we were young, when our friend fell, before we said, "Oh my God," we first giggled and then we said, "Oh my God." So it is a natural reaction. So when you go for humor, try to make fun of yourself rather than making fun of others. You can still go with that, but try to make fun of yourself more than how you make fun of others. Because audience might get offended if you're trying to make fun of them directly. Even when you make fun of the character in your speech, they would enjoy it. But making fun of yourself is a sure way to make the audience enjoy. All right. Let's take another scenario. I will bring a joke halfway. You try to complete it with your one-line response. All right. I was in the Columbus ride. When the Columbus went up, my stomach traveled down. When the Columbus came down, my stomach traveled up. Continuous up, down, up, down, up, down. What would happen? Everything came out. The guy who got seated before me with dark black hair had a salt and pepper hairstyle after that. I turned to the operator and screamed, "No, no, no." Okay, try to complete this line. I turned to the operator and screamed, "No, no, no." Now you have to give a one-liner that can make the audience laugh. How will you surprise the audience? What can you say to make it funny? Let's take a minute to think. What answer or response can you give there?
We
Give
have
for
a
ice
response in
cream.
chat, but my wife said yes, yes, yes.
Okay, good. Good, good. Well done, sir. Beautiful. Now, that is exactly what, what I had is, but he misheard that as go, go, go. Now, that is what I had. People enjoyed it, and definitely they will enjoy when your wife screams, "Yes, yes, yes." And we can have one more line after that. My line after that was, now he misheard that as go, go, go. And now what he does is, he increased the ride time by 10 minutes. How will you complete this sentence and produce humor? He increased the ride time by 10 minutes. Try to use wordplay. Use opposite words. Changing the position of words. Any thought? Okay. Does anybody get an idea? It is not bad to get not an idea now, because humor takes time. Suddenly an idea pops up, suddenly no idea comes. It is natural. If you think of something, tell us. Even if you think it is not that funny, we'll try to make it funny. Okay. No ideas, I suppose. Shall I share what I had in my speech?
One thing I have got,
Yes, sir.
there is a scenario in an office,
Mm-hmm.
and bosses suddenly come and announce server is down and we lost all our company data. And
Okay.
I am thinking I am the one who opened the email link to win the iPhone 16 Pro.
Okay. Oh, okay, okay. Understood. Understood. Good one. Good one, sir. Right. Now let me conclude the reaction I had for that one liner. Increased the ride time by 10 minutes, I said, right? Now using opposites work. So increase, opposite is decreased. So decreased. So something should be decreased. Now if I stay on the ride for 10 minutes, I'm already anxious. I am scared. I'm scared of the ride. I am screaming. So what will be decreased if I take too much pressure? The ride time is increased by 10 minutes. Definitely my lifetime will be decreased if I take too much pressure. So decreased my lifetime by, if I say 10 minutes, it would not be sufficient. So exaggeration. Decreased my lifetime by 10 years is what I had. So increased the ride time by 10 minutes. Decreased my lifetime by 10 years. Opposites again. The
So
reaction you get with wordplay. Yes.
we have a response in chat as well from Divya. So she has mentioned salt and pepper would have turned into ketchup.
Okay. You're talking about blood coming out. Beautiful. Beautiful. Very thought provoking idea. Actually, it's very creative. Uh, now, there are some places where we have to cut down. See, that idea, that joke was clear. In some places, when you go for an educational joke, a very knowledgeable joke, audience will take some time to react. So, one of the speakers said in one of his speeches, his last line was, "My dear judges, please take note, all my jokes were very knowledgeable jokes. So sometimes the audience will laugh after 10 minutes. If they laugh for the next speaker, it is not for his jokes, it is for my jokes. Please mark it in my ballot, don't mark it in the next speaker's ballot." Now, he made fun of that because sometimes the audience will think, like how I did. He said, it was like me opening an email stating, "I got Apple iPhone 16." Now, I took a minute, I took a second to think, then I laughed. So sometimes our joke might not land immediately. Go for subtle jokes that can be understood immediately. Because when you give something knowledgeable, it will take a minute for them to react. In one of my classes, I was asking questions to the students. I am an English teacher, but our conversation headed into social studies. So we were talking about states and capitals. I asked, "Rajasthan, what is the capital?" Suddenly a guy stood up and said, "Sir, R is the capital, sir." And I was like, "R? How can R be capital? What is R, first of all?" Later I realized that fellow said, letter R is the capital in Rajasthan because Rajasthan is a state name. And I did not understood it first. So it took me some time to laugh for that boy's thought process. So your joke has to be very clear and immediately understandable. Great. Thank you so much. I think we have last 10 minutes. We can have a Q&A. Let me once again consolidate all the points that I shared. First, surprise. You need to surprise your audience. Give them something that they are not expecting from you. That is the true essence of humor. Second is using wordplay as a technique. You can use wordplay to elevate your humor. You can break down words, use pauses before and after words, using rhyming words, changing the position of words. These are some techniques that you can try. Then exaggeration is essential for humor. You don't have to stick to reality when you are a humorous speaker. Break the logic, exploit creativity, and go for exaggeration as much as possible. And you must have jokes concentrated in one chunk of your script where 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes of time should get you 6 or 7 jokes, continuous laughter, and try to make the audience laugh from the beginning of your speech. Consolidate all your good jokes in the beginning so that the audience will still love for your average jokes in the later half of your speech. Now, the one point I did not share with you is body language, voice modulation, facial expressions. Are they mandatory for humor? I am not a very expressive person. No problem. If a joke can make an audience smile by reading your scripts, then that joke is good enough to be in your script. They should just smile or giggle when they read your joke. Then it is a great joke. You don't have to change it. Maybe with voice modulation and body language, you can elevate the joke, enhance the joke, but the joke will still land if you just say the joke. All right? You don't need to do much. See, I gave the reaction like, Shwatika, I am on your way. But I tell you, if I say, Karkwel, I am in your way. But Shwatika, I am on my way, says my wife. I say, I am in your way. People will still enjoy. All that facial expression, tone modulation, body language are enhancers. They are not mandatory for humor. They can elevate your joke. So go for script-based humor rather than going for body language-based humor. What I mean is, you don't have to create special body language to make the audience laugh. It might work in few places, it might not work in few places, because obviously we are not all Charlie Chaplins here. So let us try to have a constructed speech. And one final message before I conclude: humorous speech contest is different from stand-up comedy show. You need to have a good structure for your speech. There should be a good opening, proper transitions, and a good conclusion. Let it not be chunk of jokes in bits and pieces put together. It should be properly consistent with good transitions from one to the next, and it should have a good flow from the starting till the end. It should have a proper structure like what we recommend in Toastmasters. Thank you so much for listening to me patiently for the last 45 minutes. I'm done. Great. Is that the cock again, or is it a timing device? No, it's a cock. I'm open for some Q&A. If you have any questions, you can ask to me, and I can answer it with my experience.
We have Divya hand raised. Yes, Divya, you can ask your.
Yeah, hi. It's a beautiful session. Thank you so much. I missed your name. If you could just say it again.
Karkuvel Rajana. It's Karkuvel.
Karkuel? Okay, I wrote a script, Karkuel. What
Mhm.
happened? They told me it's a stand up. And it was basically my day at work from start to end. Okay, I tried to weave it like a story, but then I got a response that this is a stand up. So, how do you suggest I can make it like a Toastmasters script, not a stand up?
All right. What I would say is, without looking at the script completely, I cannot give you proper guidance on that.
Right, right.
The general notion is, check whether you are gradually taking the audience into the speech, and
Uh-huh.
your speech should have a proper conclusion. Stand up
Okay.
does not have any message or any conclusion. What are you
Ah,
trying to convey to the audience is critical. And
okay.
second, you need to go for transitions from one joke to the other. It
Mm-hmm.
cannot be without any transition. Maybe those lines can be checked. See whether
Sure.
your jokes have proper transition and you are still having a structure all through the speech. One
Mm-hmm.
another advice I can share is, try to make it an audience relatable speech. If they
Right,
don't understand, they will tag it as a stand-up comedy. It
right.
should be relatable to the audience, and make
Mm,
sure you can throw in some questions, rhetorical
mm,
questions. You don't need to
mm,
get the reaction from the audience, but you can
mm.
pose some questions to the audience to make it funny.
Sure,
And if
we'll
you
do that.
like, I can take a look at your script and tell you why they say it is a stand-up comedy.
Sure, sure.
If
That
you
would
like,
be
that is.
helpful. Thank you so much, Karkwil. I tried to find your contact somehow, but yeah, this was really helpful and a wonderful session. Thank
Thank
you so
you. Thank
much.
you so much for that question, Toastmaster Divya.
Okay, thank you so much, Kakwil. It was really a wonderful session. So, a lot of takeaways, and we learned a lot of techniques what to use when writing a script. So, I have one question. So, you said a speech should have a structure, introduction, mid, and conclusion. So, in our ISC, if we say we used to write based on a message. I mean, the whole speech should focus on one particular message or a theme. So, how about in humor, whether it should contain a message to the audience or just it can be a funny speech?
Usually, message is not the top priority of humorous speech contest. Your speech has to be humorous. Recently, in District 120, the judges training program that I attended, they encourage the speakers to come up with some sort of message. It doesn't mean it has to be very valuable message. It can be a short message that they can take from the speech, but it is not recommended. Since District 92 is doing humorous for the first time, or after a long time, I don't think it will be a priority, because there is no mark for you in the ballot when it comes to message in humorous speech contest. It is not your top priority. Go for a conclusion though. You should give a conclusion to your speech, properly end it. Many of the contestants let the speech hang there.
Hmm.
So if you start from the beginning, example, you are talking about getting or searching for a bride for you. Not for you, ma'am. You cannot search a bride for you. So, obviously, you go for that, and your conclusion can be posting something, being fed up, stating, "I am going to stay single." Or you can use the contest as a medium to say, "All the unmarried Toastmasters here. This is my contact number. I don't even want to win. I just want to win. I don't want to win the contest, but win your heart. Give me a message." So something like that. So give me a text, pin me, something like that. You need to give conclusion to what you have said. That is important.
Okay, understood.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you for
you.
that question.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kakwil. So, any other questions from anyone? So, we can have one or two if there are questions from anyone. Okay, so if not, thank you so much everyone for joining. So, as I said, on a Saturday morning, sparing a time for learning, this is really appreciable, and we appreciate everyone for being here and wishing everyone all the best for the contest. And I really thank Toastmaster Kakwel Raja for being here with us, for giving such a wonderful session. I hope it will really help our members to prepare for the upcoming contest. And yes, you mentioned we are having District 92 is having a contest after a long time, so this will be really a wonderful session for all of us. Thank you so much, and have a nice day everyone. And I would also like to thank few more members as well for arranging this meeting. Thank you Toastmaster Raman, so he arranged this meeting link, sharing the email and everything. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Raman, and thank you for our timer as well, Toastmaster Priya. And thank you, everyone, whoever has joined here today. So, with a new session, we'll meet again in the future. And wishing your son a very happy birthday once again, Toastmaster Kakur.
Thanks a lot. Thank you so much, District 92, for having me. All the very best for the contest. What I shared is just my experience. It doesn't mean this is the way to approach humor. This is what I did, and it worked for me. So you can try exposing yourself to different styles, present yourself in a way that you feel comfortable, find your style of humor, and enjoy the contest. I would say participating in humorous speech contest can throw a light at your life. It will make you help things in a lighter note and enjoy life even more. So I strongly recommend you to contest, whether you win or not. There is a lot to win by contesting in a humorous speech contest, other than the trophy and a place. All the best for your contest, my dear friends. Thanks a lot.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kakur, for your words. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day ahead and a happy weekend, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Toastmaster Kakwel.